Welcome to this Tutor to You Sociology topic video for GCSE Sociology. In this video we're going to look at the classic text Poverty in the UK by Peter Townend. Peter Townend was a prominent British sociologist who made significant contributions to the study of poverty. In his 1979 book Poverty in the UK, Townsend aimed to provide a comprehensive analysis of poverty in the United Kingdom. His work was grounded in looking at social inequality and how structural factors contribute to poverty. Townsend's approach was deeply influenced by the concepts of social stratification and relative deprivation, which highlighted how economic disparities and social exclusion impact on individuals and communities. Townsend used a combination of quantitative and qualitative research methods to gather data on poverty. His study involved extensive surveys, interviews, and statistical analysis. He surveyed a large sample of households across the UK to collect data on income, living conditions, and access to essential services. And Townsend's methodology was seen as being innovative for its time, as it went beyond simply measuring income levels. He developed a detailed set of indicators to assess living standards, including factors such as housing quality, diet, education, and access to healthcare. And this comprehensive approach allowed Townsend to capture a more nuanced picture of poverty in the UK. Townsend introduced the concept of relative poverty, which differs from absolute poverty. Absolute poverty refers to a lack of the basic necessities like food and shelter. In contrast, relative poverty is about being unable to afford the standard of living that is considered acceptable in a given society. According to Townsend, poverty should be understood in relation to the society in which a person lives. For example, someone might not be starving or homeless, but could still be considered poor if they cannot afford things that are typical in their community, like mobile phones or warm coats in winter. Townsend found that poverty was much more widespread in the UK than previously acknowledged, and his research showed that a significant proportion of the population was living in poverty, even during times of economic prosperity. He revealed that many households lacked essential goods and services, leading to a lower quality of life and social exclusion. Townsend identified several structural factors that contribute to poverty, such as unemployment, low wages, inadequate social security benefits, and a lack of access to education and healthcare. He argued that poverty was not just the result of individual failings, but was deeply rooted in social and economic systems that perpetuated inequality. Townsend's study highlighted the detrimental effects of poverty on health and well-being. He found that people living in poverty had higher rates of illness and mortality. Poor housing conditions, inadequate nutrition, and limited access to medical care were significant factors contributing to poor health amongst the impoverished. Based on his findings, Townsend advocated for substantial policy changes to address poverty. He called for increased social security benefits, better access to education and healthcare, improved housing, and measures to reduce unemployment. Townsend believed that a more equitable distribution of resources and opportunities was essential to combat poverty effectively. However, Townsend's work was not without its critics. Some critics argued that Townsend's concept of relative poverty is subjective and difficult to measure accurately. They suggest that what is considered an acceptable standard of living can vary widely among different societies and even among different groups within the same society. While Townsend's approach was comprehensive, some critics believe that he still placed too much emphasis on income as the primary indicator of poverty. Critics argued that other factors such as social networks, community support, and personal resilience also played crucial roles in determining an individual's quality of life. Townsend's policy recommendations were ambitious and required significant government intervention. Critics from more conservative perspectives argued that such extensive state involvement could lead to dependency and reduce the incentive for individuals to improve their circumstances through their own efforts. And since Townsend's study was conducted in the 1970s, the economic landscape has changed considerably. Critics argue that his findings may not fully apply to contemporary issues of poverty, which are influenced by factors like globalisation, technological advancements, and changes in the labour market. Peter Townsend's Poverty in the UK is a landmark study that provided a detailed and compassionate analysis of poverty. By introducing the concept of relative poverty and highlighting the structural causes of economic hardship, Townsend changed the way poverty is understood and addressed. Despite criticisms, his work remains influential and emphasises the need for a comprehensive and systemic approach to tackling poverty and promoting social justice. Through his research, Townsend advocated for a fairer society where everyone has the opportunity to have a decent standard of living. That concludes this Tutor to You Sociology topic video for GCSE Sociology. In this video we looked at the classic text Poverty in the UK by Peter Townend. Thanks for watching.